What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. So, as always, this is not a main episode of the Let's Play. This is a Codex lore reading episode. If that's not something you're interested in, click away now and wait for the next episode of the main Let's Play. If that is something you're interested in, then buckle up and let's get our nerd on. So, we have a bunch of new codexes, and I came prepared with a coffee and a big glass of water for my reading voice. I'm still a little under the weather, unfortunately, so if I sound stuffy or like my voice is about to cut out, it's because I am, and it is. So let's see what we got. Books and songs. Legend of Luthias Dwarfson. At an early age, Luthias was smaller than most children of the Alamari. At the age of 12, Luthias saved Tutha, the son of the tribal chief, from his own dog. The dog had gone rabid, and when it attacked Tutha, Luthias slew it with his bare hands. Tutha's father, Mabine, was impressed with Luthias' strength and bravery, and so took him in as his own son. When Luthias grew to manhood, he became known for his charisma and bravery. While shorter than his fellow warriors, Luthias was stronger and doughtier than any warrior in the tribe. When Luthias was still a young man, Mabine sent him to the dwarven city of Orzammar to negotiate an alliance. Mabine's tribe had come into conflict with the other Alamari, and he needed as much help as he could get. Luthias was unable to convince the dwarven king to aid his tribe, but fell in love with the king's daughter, Skya. Luthias and Skya fled the dwarven realm and returned to his tribe. Skya taught Luthias the art of fighting without pain, the berserker state known as the Battle Wrath, and with it, Luthias became a renowned warrior. So if you know anything about the dwarven caste system, Skya probably became casteless due to this, because dwarves look down on, they call them sky dwarves. They look down on dwarves that do not live underground. They're not true dwarves to them. And a lot of the times you get sent above ground as a punishment or stripped of your caste when you do go above ground. Excluding extenuating circumstances, of course, like if you have to for a military operation, then that's okay. But fleeing like that, I'm sure she was very frowned upon. Luthias led his tribe to many victories, until eventually he replaced his foster father as chief of his tribe. This peace would not last. During a feast between the tribal leaders of the Alamari and the Avar, the beautiful and powerful Avar chieftain, Maric, became enamored with Luthias and seduced him. Skya learned of the tryst and fled the village to return to Orzammar. When Luthias rebuffed Maric offer of marriage, she left in great anger, and from that moment on, there was war between the two tribes. For 15 years, the Alamari and Avar fought. During the Battle of Red Falls, a powerful young warrior from Maric tribe challenged Luthias to a battle. Luthias was injured grievously, but slew the boy. Maric revealed that the boy was Luthias' son, conceived 15 years ago during their tryst. She cursed Luthias as the murderer of his own kin, and the Battle of Red Falls turned against Luthias. Maric defeated Luthias in battle after battle, until the Alamari were driven to the foothills of the Frostback Mountains. There, Luthias made a last stand. In the night before Luthias' final battle, Skya came to him and offered him a dwarven suit of chain in exchange for a night together. Luthias agreed, and wore the armor the following morning in battle. The battle was fierce and bloody, and Luthias met Maric in personal combat. In the end, Luthias slew the warrior woman, but not before receiving a mortal wound to his heart. The chain inexplicably unable to block her final blow. Luthias died, and after the battle was done, a party of dwarven warriors came down from the mountain and took the body of Luthias back to Orzammar. From the Legend of Luthias Dwarfson, author unrecorded, circa 350 ancient. But that went into a little more detail than the Ash Warrior told it. The Ash Warrior, I believe, did not tell us the part where he slew his own son in single combat. Shit, she could make a movie out of this one codex, I feel like. It's very cool how the dwarves taught him the art of berserk. Okay, so, Alistair. You know, one good thing about the Blight is how it brings people together. Alistair was a novice Templar when Duncan recruited him into the Grey Wardens, or rescued him, as Alistair would say. Wynne. I will not lie motionless in a bed, with coverlets up to my chin, waiting for death to claim me. Wynne's talent became apparent early on, particularly her skill at healing magic. She was well liked by all her mentors, and was recognized as an exceptionally gifted student. Even the Templars who watched her could not deny that she represented the best the Circle had to offer. She was an intelligent young woman who possessed a quiet confidence and maturity beyond her years. She spent many years mentoring apprentices within the Circle, and her peers thought so highly of her that she was asked to be First Enchanter Irving's successor, but she refused, saying that she had no desire to work in the upper echelons. When word reached the tower of King Kaelin's call to arms, Wynne volunteered to go to Ostagar. So she turned down the leadership of the Circle, and volunteered to come fight and potentially die. She has a penchant for adventure, it seems. Magic and religion. The Fade. The study of the Fade is as old as humankind. For so long as men have dreamed, we have walked its twisting paths, sometimes catching a glimpse of the city at its heart, always as close as our own thoughts, but impossibly separated from our world. The Tevinter Imperium once spent vast fortunes of gold, lyrium, and human slaves in an effort to map the terrain of the Fade, an ultimately futile endeavor. Although portions of it belong to powerful spirits, all of the Fade is in constant flux. The Imperium succeeded in finding the disparate and ever-shifting realms of a dozen demon lords, as well as cataloging a few hundred types of spirits, before they were forced to abandon the project. The relationship of dreamers to the Fade is complex. Even when entering the Fade through the use of lyrium, mortals are not able to control or affect it. Spirits who dwell there, however, can, and as the Chantry teaches us, the great flaw of the spirits is that they have neither imagination nor ambition. They create what they see through their sleeping visitors, building elaborate copies of our cities, people, and events, which, like the reflections in a mirror, ultimately lack context or life of their own. Even the most powerful demons merely plagiarize the worst thoughts and fears of mortals and build their realms with no other ambition than to taste life. From Tranquility in the Role of the Fade in Human Culture by First Enchanter Josephus. So we read a little about that with the Maker Codex, where he basically tried to make the first creation of his is spirits and demons, I suppose. But the problem that he had with those is he created them in his own image, and so all they knew was the Fade, so they didn't make anything. They had no creativity, no spirit inside themselves, because they were one with the Fade, so it just reflected itself. And so you see there is all the Fade really is a reflection of us. So when you dream, you go to sleep, the reason why you would see places you've been or places you know is because the spirits in the Fade are just recreating your memories inside the spirit world. And then, again, demons, they bring your worst fears to life because they can't conjure up anything of their own. It's merely a weak imitation. The Fade is very cool. The Fade is a really cool part of Dragon Age. The Tranquil. The Tranquil are the least understood but most visible members of the Circle. Every city of respectable size boasts a Circle of Magi shop, and every one of these shops is run by a Tranquil proprietor. The name is a misnomer, for they are not tranquil at all. Rather, they are like inanimate objects that speak. If a table wished to sell you an enchanted penknife, it could pass as one of these people. Their eyes are expressionless, their voices monotone. Incomparable craftsmen they might be, but they are hardly the sort of mages to put ordinary folk at ease. From In Pursuit of Knowledge, The Travels of a Chantry Scholar by Brother Genitive. He's talking some shit about the Tranquil right there, saying that a table could pass as a Tranquil. It's crazy. Magic and religion, so culture and history. We have 2 codexes in here. King Maric Theron. It is difficult to separate the man from the myth. The last survivor of the bloodline of King Calenhad, the Silver Knight, Maric drove the Orlesian forces from Ferelden's borders, reclaimed the throne, and freed our people from foreign tyranny. All true, and all larger than life. He was born in Hyden near Cathal's Crossing to the rebel queen Moira and grew up in the rebel camps, an outlaw in his own country. When the rebel queen died, Maric inherited her homeless nobles, malcontents, and displaced freeholders, and with the aid of his friend Lorgain Mactia, built them into an army. After the pivotal Battle of Riverdane, Maric took the throne. He married Rowan, daughter of Rendor Gwarin, Earl of Redcliffe, and began the long, slow process of rebuilding everything Olay had demolished during 70 years of occupation. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Ostagar. I'm going to take a quick drink of water for this one. Representing the furthest point of encroachment by the ancient Tevinter Imperium into the barbarian lands of the southeast, the fortress of Ostagar was once one of the most important defensive holdings south of the Waking Sea. It stood at the edge of the Kakari Wilds, watching for any signs of invasion by the barbarians known today as Chastened Wilders. Straddling a narrow pass in the hills, the fortress needed to be bypassed to reach the fertile lowlands to the north, and proved to be exceedingly difficult for the Wilders to attack because of its naturally defensible position. Explains why they picked it to square up with the Darkspawn horde. Like most Imperial holdings in the south, Ostagar was abandoned after Tevinter's collapse during the First Blight. It was successfully sacked by the Chastened Wilders, and then, as the Chastened threat dwindled following the creation of the modern Ferelden nation, fell to ruin completely. It has remained unmanned for 4 centuries, though most of the walls still stand, as does the Tower of Ishal, named after the great Archon that ordered its construction. Ostagar remains a testament to the magical power of the Imperium that created it. From Ferelden Folklore and History by Sister Petrine, Chantry Scholar. Yeah, so this is a very old location, and its highly defensible position makes a lot of sense as to why they picked it for their little last stand here against the Darkspawn horde. Or I guess first stand, really. It's only been a couple battles, right? And with that, we are done with the Codex and ready to wrap up and get going in the Kakari Wilds next episode. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, like what I'm doing, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Have a good day, guys. Take care.